Hello everybody, Frozen Duels here. Back after long last. I've been gone for like 6 months or so. I just kind of got bored of Yu-Gi-Oh videos, didn't have time to make them, but now it's the summer and I do so expect weekly Yu-Gi-Oh deck profiles. So for today, we are going to be going over the DDD OCG deck profile. This is going to be the OCG variant of the deck, and in my opinion, this is definitely the better one. Let me change ban list real quick here. But basically, DDDs, if you don't know, they're a great deck. They're good at spamming out high-level fusion, synchros, and they got some great cards in their utility, and they've been topping at a few different OCG tournaments lately. So let's get right into the deck profile. So for the main deck, first I like to start off with 3 Abyss Ragnarok. He's great. You special summon him. He's basically an instant rank 8. That's basically what I use him for. But also, if you tribute a DD monster, you can target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. So that's pretty good. Next up, we have 1 DD7 Thomas. This card is basically also another instant rank 8 if you can get his monster effect off. You can target 1 DD card in your Pendulum Zone, destroy it, and if you do, special summon 1 level 8 DDD monster from your deck, which will be Abyss Ragnarok. But for the rest of the turn, its effects are negated, and any battle damage your opponent takes is halved. So that basically will let you go into either your Kali Yuga or your Titanic Galaxy. Next up, we have 2 Rebel King Leonidas. A lot of OCG players like this at 1, but I just like it at 2. Just being able to get a free level 7 out on the board to be able to make Siegfried or Stardust Spark really easily, or just as a 2600 beat stick is just really useful. Next up, we have DD Orthros. We're running this at 1. This card is kind of similar to Leonidas in the fact that you can special summon it when you take effect damage, but this won't let you gain the life points. This will just let you special summon it. And its pendulum effect is also pretty good. You can target 1 spell or trap on the field, and 1 other DD or Dark Contract card you control and destroy them. So that can be pretty useful sometimes. Next up, we have 2 DD Savant Copernicus, one of the newer cards, but definitely a very good one. When it's normal or special summoned, you can send 1 DD or Dark Contract card from your deck to the graveyard. This will let you pitch your Nekros slimes, your Swirl slimes, anything you really need in the graveyard, and it's just super useful. Next up, standard triple Swirl slime, triple Necro slime. I don't think I really have to explain those. Those are just kind of an integral part of the DDD engine. Going along with that, we have 3 DD Lamia. This card is great. Not only is it a level 1 tuner, but it can special summon itself from the hand or graveyard by pitching 1 DD or contract card. It's just super useful. You can go off so many combos with this, and it works really well with Where Art Thou. For our other level 1s, we have 1 Glow Up Bulb to help go into Synchros more easily. It helps with the milling too. And 3 DD Savant Kepler, pretty standard. This will just let you search out your contract cards. Onto the spell lineup. This is OCG, so we're going to see maybe some different choices here. We got 1 for 1, pretty standard. We got Harpy's Feather Duster, 3 Where Art Thou. This is a really great card that a lot of OCG players have been running. Basically, if you control a face-up level 1 monster, add 1 level 1 monster from your deck to your hands. And we run a ton of level 1 monsters in this deck, I think 13. So this is really viable. Not 13, sorry, we run 10. And so that's really viable, but you take 2,000 damage at the end of the turn if you don't normal summon it. So be careful of that. For the rest of our one-offs, we have 1 Dark Hole, 1 Foolish, and 1 Monster Reborn. You could run Soul Charge over Monster Reborn if you want. I just think Monster Reborn is really viable in the OCG. On to our contract cards. We have Dark Contract with the Gate, standard. We're running that at 3 just to search. We have Dark Contract with the Swamp King. Running this at 2 right now. Thinking about cutting it down to 1 because you don't really need this card that often with Swirl Slime and Necro Slime, usually live. So, thinking about cutting it to 1, but it's been working pretty decently at 2 recently. Onto the traps, we're running the 4 Solemns, Triple Strike, and 1 Warning. And we are running one Dark Contract with the Witch. This is a personal favorite of mine. I just really like to run this card. I know that some deck lists will just exclude it completely, but I really love Contract with the Witch. It lets you pop stuff, even though it does target and it destroys. It can still get around some stuff, and all your Fiend-type monsters gain a boost on your opponent's turn, making them harder to attack over. Alright, now we're going to go on to the extra deck, the heart and soul of this deck, basically. For our fusions, we have one Cruel Dragon King Beowulf. Thinking about bumping this to 2, this is just a really great offensive card, letting anything inflict piercing damage. And you can also clear your opponent's spell and trap zone during your standby phase. So thinking about running that at 2, but it's been working pretty decent at 1. Next up, we have 2 DDD Oracle King D'Arc. He's basically your vanilla. I mean, he has an effect. It'll come in handy a lot, actually. But other than that, he's just a 2800 level 7 beat stick to allow you to go into Flare Metal Dragon, and you can get him out super easily. For our last fusion, we're running 2 Blaze King Genghis. He's really good for combos. Basically, if you would special summon a DD to your field, you can target one DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So that's extremely useful, helps your combos go off, and I like him at 2. Oops, sorry. Next up, onto the Synchros, we have one Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So this card's amazing, but if you didn't know, you need non-tuner Synchro monsters to make him. So basically, usually how you're going to make this guy is you're going to use Glow Up Bulb or Lamia, and then you're gonna use it with Alexander. Meteor Burst too, but usually it's gonna be Alexander, at least when I play. He's fairly easy to get out. You can get him out pretty consistently, and he's just such a great card. I had to include him. We're running one Cursed King Siegfried, Spell Negation. It's really nice. One Stardust Spark Dragon. This card's actually really good. You can target one card you control. Once during this turn, it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Just basically protect any card you control. It's really nice. On to the level 7s, we're running one Gale King Alexander. This guy basically has the effect of Genghis. You can special summon a DD monster from your graveyard when you summon a DD monster to your field. It's really useful, and like I said earlier, you can use him with Glow Up Bulb or Lamia to go into Crystal Wing. Next up, we have Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. This is a really great card in this deck. When you special summon, you can special summon one card from your Pendulum Zone. So you special this, you can special summon a Ragnarok. Ragnarok's effect triggers, go into a rank 8. It's just a really great card. Onto the last level 7, we have Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, just gonna help with some high level monsters your opponent controls. And for our last one, we are running Formula Synchron. Now this is an interesting choice that I prefer. I see other OCG players maybe running a more XZ type of thing with Ghost Trick Dual Hand or Princess Sprite, and maybe even running Confit in the main deck to help get these off. But I just really like the extra draw you get from Formula Synchron. Gives this deck a pretty needed consistency boost, because sometimes you can brick pretty hard with this deck. Onto the XZs, we're only running 3. We're running one Kali Yuga. I choose to run this over Felgrand or something like Lancelot. I just kind of like him. He's pretty badass, and I just like him. For our other rank 8, we have Titanic Galaxy, Spell Negation, and his other effects are also pretty good. And for our rank 7, we have Flare Metal Dragon, also a great card. Onto the side deck, I already went over a little bit. It's not really fully maxed out. It's just kind of some other options. Allure is pretty popular. I personally don't like it because I don't like banishing cards from my hand. Along with that, Twin Twister is also a really good card. Even though we run some spell trap removal, this is also a really good card, but I don't like pitching a card usually for its effects. Sometimes I feel like this deck can't afford it, especially when you don't start off with any of the slimes. So I choose not to run those, but you could if you want. Right, like I talked about earlier, there's the whole rank 1 engine with Dual Hand and Princess Sprite, and then adding Confit into the main deck. That works kind of nicely. I just prefer Formula Synchron. And then we got some hand traps, Ghost Ogre, Snow Rabbit, and Effect Veiler. Always come in handy. And of course, you can add in other things depending on what you're against. Monarchs, you'd run Fog King, stuff like that. Well, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this deck profile. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you're excited to see me back making Yu-Gi-Oh deck profiles. I'll be uploading them once a week. And if you enjoyed this, then make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.